Performance Motorsports, Langenfelder Mechanical Contractors, Bulk Material Lift, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, sponsored number 1.
And the final car on the Speedway rolling off into turn 1 on your screens at home on FloRacing. Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida. And Brendan currently third in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year battle with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series and the Big Daddy's Cattle Total Claim Source Williams Trucking Durham-powered Rocket XR1 for Brendan Smith. And DJ, we talked about guys making their debut here tonight. In this set alone, we've got several. You have Garrett Smith in the 10, the Georgia driver. You have Pennsylvania's Max Blair in the 111. You have the 93 rolling into turn 3 of North Carolina's Carson Ferguson. And then Brendan Smith out of Florida. And they're going to hook horns with a talented cast of local, regional, and national contingent.
You know, I was talking to Max Blair back in the pit area, and he said, it reminds me a little, I joked, I said, it's roughly the same size as Bedford or Port Royal, right? And he laughed. He said, he said it's roughly the size of Bradford. He said, but even with smaller straightaways, he said, and banking in the corners. He said the difference at Bradford, one of many home tracks for Max, he said Bradford's got a little longer straightaways and there's no banking in the corners. He said everybody just kind of hugs the bottom there. He said I could see this place being cowboy up.
Well, you talk about everybody that's here. We've got Reese O'Connor from Kokomo. He's helped prep the racetrack here. Chris Kern's former owner and owner of the Wild West Shootout. Matt Curl on our staff from the owner of Fairbury Speedway. We got Ray Cook, the Southern Nationals and Spring Nationals and I-75 Raceway. He's our tech director. Kelly Carlton from the Ultimate Late Model Series. We got a little bit of everybody, and they're all here in Macon, Illinois tonight. We've also got the voice of Fairbury Speedway in the infield, Mike Norris. And Mike, you love the bull rings, and we're in your home state and a fun one here tonight. Are you ready to party, my friend?
Absolutely, my friend. I am hanging a fifth mile smile. This is so awesome, and thanks for having me on board as well. And they got some great cars, as you mentioned, back in the pit area. Get a chance to see some of my Illinois boys. Of course, Miles Moose. Got to watch out for Bobby Pierce, as you guys mentioned. But Turbo, Tyler Erb's ready to go. Garrett Smith got to see this track for the first time, and he said, holy cow. The way his face lit up, when he got to see this track for the first time. And several drivers seeing this track for the first time and how small it is and how much fun. This is going to be good, boys. Here we go.
All right, DJ, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Dirt Draft Hot Laps are underway. Have you got your Dirt Draft lineup in yet? That is the question.
Yes, I got my pre-line. It was kind of like a starter coffee. You have a starter coffee, then your regular coffee. I got my starter lineup in. I need to go back and get a regular lineup in as well. To the best of our knowledge, track record here, according to the track website, Ben, is a 10.228 set back in April of 2015 by none other than Mr. Smooth Billy Moyer. They've gotten close to that a few times at the Summer Nationals Herald and Review 100 here in recent years. We'll see if anyone is able to get close to that this evening, as right now Tyler Erb locking in at 11.108 early on here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Tyler Erb, one of the drivers, setting his sights on the $75,000 championship that comes with perfect attendance on Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. And he was your fastest time, but when the final checkered flag drops, it's Lincoln, Illinois' Miles Moose, an 11.096 for the Illinois racer here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. He'll head back and get ready for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying coming up a little bit later. We'll have 3 heats tonight, taking the top 6 out of each heat, and 1 B main taking the top 6. 24 cars, 10 laps on the heats, 10 laps on the B main, 50 laps on tonight's 20,000 to win main event. As you're over there tweaking your Dirt Draft lineup, I'm watching you do it.
Exactly right, yeah. What do you think? Is that a good lineup, you think?
I think, they're all here, so that's a plus right out of the gate.
That's a positive. Thank you.
We're going to roll the first set of cars back to the pit area. A little light on the mods here tonight. 7 dirt car mods in attendance, and they'll run a complete show here tonight. Hey man, some people, you got to work. It's a Tuesday.
Hey, it happens, and
we're off on the holiday weekend.
Absolutely, coming off a holiday weekend, coming off a big show at Fairbury Speedway as well. Speaking of big shows, by the way, as the next group of cars start to rally, don't forget Gordy Gundaker's big race coming up at Tri-City, Illinois, here this coming weekend. If you can't be there, that'll be live on Flow. The next driver rolling out on the track, Ben, is going to be the driver that's currently second in the World of Outlaws points.
Yeah, he's a 4-time World of Outlaws champion out of New Berlin, Illinois. It'll be Brandon Shepard in the Shepard Shepherd Briggs Racing, Longhorn Factory, Hoist Energy, Bill Stein, Coltman Farms Racing, Clements Power Under the night of the Longhorn B5, and behind him, Jason Fager, the 2022 Herald and Review champion and defending Mars champion out of Bloomington, Illinois, in the Titan Industries, Rimtech Enterprises, Cheap Cars, Clements Powered Longhorn.
They'll be followed by the driver out of Springfield, Illinois in the 38. That's Jake Little, a winner at Highland Speedway earlier this year. Jake Little in a Pro Power Rocket, the Brant Professional Agriculture, Riggs Drilling Solutions, E-Bowl, Tammy's Treasures, Schultz Collision Center, Roberts Automotive sponsored 38, and he's going to be followed by the driver of the number 19. That is Spencer Hughes out of Causeyville, Mississippi, and the J. Dickens Powered Rocket Chassis for JCM Motorsports, Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Clyburn Tank Lines, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, a three-time winner this year, Spencer Hughes.
The 2010 Herald and Review champion in car 28 rolling out of turn 2. That'll be Dennis Erb Jr., your 2022 World of Outlaws champion, the McBride Mac Ideal Ready Mix Clements Powered Rocket XR1 for Dennis Erb Jr. Final car on the Speedway rolling out of turn 2, the 4D of Doug Ty out of Troy, Illinois, the Mullins Powered Black Diamond, Unique Creed of Illinois, and Rimco Incorporated Scrap Metal Processors. One more car. How about your defending Herald and Review champion, Ryan Unziker, DJ, in car 24? And the RJR Transportation, Mosquito Hero, KDM Services, Pro Power Racing Engine, car 24 for Ryan Unziker. One win on the year, and that came in the Gary Swibold Memorial at Peoria Speedway.
Indeed it did. I was there for that, the Mars sanctioned event. Of course I was. First time I'd ever been to the mighty Peoria Speedway.
I love it.
These drivers now start to get just a little bit of the grease blowed off the racetrack, as we are seeing lap times now dip into the 10-second bracket as you take a look at the Dirt Draft graphic on the left side of your screen. Spencer Hughes in his first ever appearance here, Ben, right now clocking in at a 10.860.
Well, Spencer grew up on some bull rings down south, but
did.
nothing quite this small as that set of Dirt Draft hot laps in the books. And how about it, the Mississippi driver, Spencer Hughes, the JCM Motorsports Rocket XR1, top of the leaderboard, 10.860. Again, your track record, as you said, DJ, Billy Moyer back on April 30th, 2015 at 10.228. Your track record here at Mighty Macon.
7 previous Herald and Review 100 champions in attendance here this evening. We've seen a few of them. And pulling out on the racetrack, the guy that won it back in 2012 out of Chatham, Illinois, the 3S is going to be Squirrel Brian Shirley. Brian Shirley in that Collin Racing, Thompson Express, Hoker Trucking, J&J Ventures Gaming, Durant Powered Rocket Chassis number 3S. He'll be followed by the 71. He ran here a couple times with the Lucas Oil Series. The New Deal, Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, 4-time winner this year for the driver of the Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling Wheeler Metals Merrill Bonding Company, O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, Bob and Tammy Burton Cornette Powered Longhorn Chassis, Hudson O'Neill.
Behind him, a 2-time winner this year, Dalton Wilson, fresh off a podium finish in the Show Me 100 at Lucas Oil Speedway over the weekend. The Ratliff Racing, Grantley Farms, ICS, Clements Racing Engine, Longhorn by Wells. Picked up his first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win this year, the driver of the 18. And behind him, your current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader out of Martinsville, Indiana. It's RTJ, Ricky Thornton Jr., 14 wins on the year for the driver of the SSI Motorsports, Hoker Trucking, Dino Wood, and Dino 1, and Coltman Farms Racing 20 RT.
Driver that has 2 wins right here in the land of Lincoln this season. It's Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and the Kennebeth Roberts Racing number 58. He'll be followed by the driver of the number 1 out of Watertown, New York, T-Mac Tim McCready, and the Rocket 1 for Mark Richards, and the final driver on the Speedway for this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps out of Pleasant Plains, Illinois, in the Pro Power Kryptonite 27. That is going to be Greg Kimmons.
Well, this racetrack's looking really good here early in the night as the sun popped out. It's been overcast most of the day. It's been really windy, but Reese O'Connor and the staff, they got this racetrack looking really good. And again, the track record of 10.228. We'll see if they pick it up any in this set. So far, Spencer Hughes was fastest at a 10.860. And Ricky Thornton Jr. third fastest overall. And now McCready third fastest. As I tell you what, we're going to have a good time tonight. It is really exciting to be here at Macon Speedway for the first time.
I love it, man. And again, I feel like I say it a lot on our broadcast, but truly one of my favorite racetracks right here. I love the bull rings. I love the jets in a gymnasium, little mini arenas in a way, right? Like seating almost all the way around this place. It's a fun racetrack. They got a great staff here. And again, this ought to be an absolutely outstanding show as the next group of drivers make their way out. And they're going to be led out by the driver out of Bend, Oregon. It's going to be Tomas Hunziker. Tomas Hunziker in the Pro Power Rocket number 38. The Spirit Fueled Racing Certainty AM1 Roofing SRS Distribution sponsored entry. And he's going to be followed by the T6. That's T-Shep, Tommy Shepard Jr. out of New Berlin, Illinois. A Rhine-powered rocket chassis for the driver of the T.A. Shepard Enterprises. Shepard Auto Sales and Salvage. GTS Racing Supply VP Racing Fuel sponsored T6.
The 32 and 11-time winner this year, defending World of Outlaws champion and a 3-time Herald and Review champion. It's the smooth operator Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. The Vic Hill powered Longhorn, Low Voltage Solutions, Hoker Trucking, and Rio Grande Waste Services car 32. Behind him, the B15. That will be Bob Seidner out of Springfield, Illinois. The Pro Power Racing Engine Rocket Chassis, Wyckoff Law Office, and Bob's Automotive B15.
Two other drivers on the track for this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Lincoln, Illinois' Ryan Miller behind the wheel of the number 11. I believe a crate engine underneath the hood of that rockin' chassis. The Brandon SQ Racing Bennett Funeral Home, Beals Tire and Auto, MFB Motorsports sponsored number 11. And Timmy Dick, the defending pro late model champ at Farmer City Raceway in the 122 going down the back straightaway. He's out of Monticello, Illinois, a 3-time winner last year for the driver of the Rhine-powered rocket chassis, the Illinois Overhead Doors, Ted Brown's Quality Paint and Body. Miles Brothers Bacon Tasting, our favorite sponsor of the night. I'm in. I want a job with them. That's Timmy Dick. Again, the defending Farmer City Pro Late Model champ in the 2-2.
Well, this should be the final wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps for Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. Spencer Hughes, 10.860, 3-time winner this year, atop the leaderboard in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, but not anymore because Bobby Pierce goes there with a 10.762 for Bobby Pierce.
Shocker.
Who knew?
Shocker, right? Yeah,
Who
Bobby Pierce, absolutely, man.
Faster on lap 2.
Yeah, BP, a 3-time Herald and Review 100 champion here. And he is going to wrap up Dirt Draft Hot Laps. The fastest driver. We'll see if he can parlay that into a good qualifying effort here in just a little bit in Sunoco Race Fuels Time Trials. Bobby Pierce, the quickest in Dirt Draft Hot Laps with a 10.746.
Well, we get set for modified hot laps. 7 of those drivers in attendance here tonight, as they'll come out and get them tuned up before we transition back into Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying for the Castrol FloRacing Night in America Super Late Models presented by Kubota. The opening round of the 2024 season. This is our 4th season for the Tour. 3 different champions in the first 3 years. Jonathan Davenport, the champion in the inaugural season back in 2021. 2022 was Brandon Shepard, and last year Bobby Pierce took the title. So again, looking for modifieds, DJs. I tell you what, racetrack this size, 27 super late models, doesn't take too long to go through Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Get those lineups in, though. Get your Dirt Draft lineups in.
I'm going to wait till after. I'm going to wait till after Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying. See if I need to maybe tweak mine just one more time.
And I tell you the other thing I've been waiting to say, and it's taken the 4th round to get there. Your lockdown apparel weather report.
Oh.
Broken clouds. We don't have it. We're just going to say it. I'm going to say it. Broken clouds. They're broken up. They're clearing out.
The weather report itself was broke in at Wheatland over the weekend.
It was right about lap 80, though.
Yes, it was. Hey, by the way, Lockdown Apparel, thank you for jumping on board for the weather report this year. Them, and of course, Kubota, the presenting sponsor of Castrol FloRacing Night in America this year. So happy to have Kubota on board with us. They're the title sponsor of High Limit. I know we jumped on board with Hunt the Front. Really cool to see new sponsors get involved in racing, and especially big-name folks like Kubota, as it looks like we've got modifieds making their way to the racetrack. So I believe we have got Brett and Larry on the call down in the infield for modified hot laps. We will maybe send it to them. Mike still has his wireless.
Perhaps, sir. We'll see how it goes. We will manage. There's 7 cars, DJ. We will make this work. If
we've got Dirt Draft. No, absolutely. I know Mike Norris has a wireless microphone down there that he is going to get over to the guys in the infield so that they can hopefully call modified hot laps.
He's trucking. He's got that hooker harness belt holding the pants up today. He's ready to rock. Oh, man, I cannot wait till Wednesday. We're going to have Mike Norris and James Essex pit reporting our Castrol event at Eldora Speedway.
That's going to be so much fun. All right, modified hot laps about to make their way on the track. Brett, Larry, we'll send it down to you.
We're live. Take it away. Thank you.
All right, we're live. Ready to go with modified hot laps. And here's Mr. Modified.
This is dangerous. We're live. All right, modifieds are coming out onto the track here. They are.
We can say anything.
That's right. We can say anything we want. Modifieds will come out here ready to go. A regular division in class here at Macon Speedway. Part of our Saturday evenings, as has been for the last 79 years, our 79th anniversary season here at Macon Speedway. We're glad you're with us tonight, and thanks to Castrol FloRacing for being here with us as well. Cars are up there at the Turn 2 entrance and exit gate. They'll come out here in just a few moments at the thumbs up of the officials, and we'll get ready to go with them. The modified track record was set last year on July the 6th during the Summer Nationals race by Mike McKinney, who has a timed lap of 11.138 seconds. Modified track record, I also believe, was set earlier in the year and then broken during that July 6th Summer Nationals appearance. Super late model track record dates back quite a few years. The legendary Billy Moyer has that track record of just over 10 seconds at 10.228 seconds. Modifieds that we do have signed in here tonight that are going to be running and racing for us here at Macon Speedway include Jeff Graham from Stonington, Illinois, a Speedway veteran, former division champion in the sportsman class. Tim Luttrell, the winner of the Modified Track Championship a season ago from Riverton, Illinois, same hometown as Justin Allgaier. Billy Justice Jr. from Cerro Gordo. He is racing tonight in car number 23. Matt Milner from Chatham, Illinois, just south of Springfield in car number 24M. Joining us from Festus, Missouri, racing in car number 16 is Rusty Griffaw, and a former divisional track champion, J24 Jeremy Nichols, is here as well. Modifieds are on the track. Jeff Graham is getting us started and ready to go. .11950, the first lap time on 71, Jeff Graham, 11950. And Jeff's second lap is 12 seconds. The way in which they'll take their times is the fastest of the two times, so the first lap of 11 seconds will be his official qualifying time. Here comes Tim Luttrell on the speedway. First lap of the night for Tim is going to be 11591. 11591 on the 99 Tim Luttrell. Second lap 11595. Very consistent time for the 99 from Riverton. And that'll lead us out to our third qualifier of the night, Billy Justice Jr. Billy's first lap time is 12185. 12185 for Billy Justice Jr. Got a little bit of smoke pouring out of the back end of the white and blue number 23. His second lap is just over 12 seconds. First lap was 11 seconds. That'll be his official qualifying time. He'll pull into the infield, hop onto the scale, make sure he has the legal weight, and then park in the infield until all the qualifiers have come and gone. Here comes Matt Milner from Chatham in car number 24M. First lap for Matt Milner, 12054. Just over 12 seconds long for Matt, one of the racers in the Pro Modified class racing tonight in our A Modified group. And his time is his second lap a little slower at 12266. Matt Milner, our fourth qualifier. From the Show Me State, Car number 16, Rusty Griffall from Festus, Missouri. Coming around for her first lap of the evening. And 1:2.287, the first scored lap time on Rusty. Second lap's going to be much better, it looks like, and it will. 1:19.02. 1:1.9 seconds for the 16 of Rusty Griffall. Car number J24, Jeremy Nichols from Findlay, Illinois, former late model, modified, street stock track champion here at Macon Speedway. He's also raced sportsman classes. He's done it all with the exception of Hornets in his racing time. And Jeremy's first lap, 1:16.72, 1:16.72. Second fastest qualifier so far out of the young group. And the second lap for Jeremy, 1:15.39, 1:15.39, overtaking the top spot previously held by Tim Luttrell. Jeremy Nichols, your new fast qualifier. In the car sponsored by Take 5, as well as Leica Trees. Hearing about some bad news on Billy Justice's cars from one of our officials here on the scale, saying something is broken. It's going to hurt his evening. I believe that will wind up concluding our late model qualifying. We did have one more modified that was signed in this evening. However, looks like he'll start at the back of the heat race. So that'll do it for the modifieds as they come around backstretch. Give them a wave as they're looking back at you. Ready to race tonight for a special prize. A little extra money than they're used to receiving here on this Castrol FloRacing Night in America. Presented by Kubota here at Macon Speedway in Macon, Illinois.
All right.
Glad you're with us, and we'll send it back upstairs.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate it as the modifieds make their way back. The late models get stage. Those of you watching at home, don't go anywhere. This is Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. We are at the mighty Macon Speedway, and we'll be back right after this.
Welcome back to the mighty Macon Speedway, the 2024 opener for Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. It is time for Sunoco Race Fuels qualifying. All 27 competitors will get 2 laps here tonight. That'll line up 3 heat races apiece. We'll take the top 6 out of each heat race and 6 out of a B main. Your first qualifier tonight, he was fast earlier. It'll be Lincoln, Illinois' Miles Moose. He'll be joined by the 38J of Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois. Miles Moose in the Lone Wolf Petroleum Fuel Factory, Tucker Automotive Repair and Tire, ME Realty, Lightning Performance Group, and ML Performance, all sponsors on the Pro Power Racing Engine, Barry Wright, Icon by Moose, and the 38J of Jake Little, the Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1, Brandt's Professional Agriculture, Tammy's Treasures and Antiques, and Riggs Drilling Solutions, all sponsors for Jake Little.
10.638 the first lap time for Miles Moose. 10.618 the first lap time for Jake Little. Second time around, Ben. Not as good for Miles Moose. He'll rest on lap number 1 at 10.638, second quick. Jake Little's best lap time, a 10.618. And that'll wrap up the first duo. Once again, Billy Moyer, the track record holder here at 10.228. Miles Moose laying down the early time to beat with a... No, they counted that third lap. I believe his best lap time, though. Yep, there it is, a 10.638.
Yeah, that means that Jake Little's going to be the time to beat. Miles got an extra lap there. Up next, it'll be Shannon Babb out of Mowequa, Illinois, in car number 18. And the B5 of Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois. Shannon Babb and the Petrov Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Dynagro Seed, CJI Piping, Keyboard Ultra Oil, Getty Landscaping, VP Racing Fuels, Vic Hill Powered, Longhorn, 5-time Herald and Review champion. And the B5 of Brandon Shepard, he's a 1-time Herald and Review champion. The Shepard Riggs Racing, Longhorn Factory, Riggs Drilling Solution, Bill Stein, Coleman Farms Racing, Clements Powered Longhorn for Brandon Shepard, currently second in the World of Outlaw standings.
First lap times for both drivers. Shep third quick, Babb fourth quick. Second time around for Shannon Babb, stays fourth quick. Best lap 10.806. Second lap time for Brendan Shepard atop the leaderboard. 10.542, 10.542 after 4 cars. Brandon Shepard now the time to beat.
Up next, Carson Ferguson out of Lincolnton, North Carolina in the 93, and Turbo Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas in the 1T. Carson Ferguson, the Longhorn Chassis by Wesley Page, Clements Powered, Hoopaw Grading Company, Franklin Enterprises, WP Racing Shocks, Coleman Farms Racing, and Mega Plumbing and HVAC, number 93, a Rookie of the Year contender with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and Tyler Erb, a 3-time winner this year out of New Waverly, Texas in the 1T. The bulk material lifts, Sunoco Racing Fuel, Langenfelter, Mechanical Contractors, First Class Septic, and Anthony's Pizza, all sponsors on that Clements Powered rocket for Tyler Erb.
Carson Ferguson will be fourth quick on lap number 1. Turbo goes 6 fastest, his first lap time. Second, and Fergie with trouble on lap number 2. He'll rest on lap 1, 10.702. Turbo's second lap time will be fifth quick, 10749. Not sure what happened on the 93 of Carson Ferguson. After 6 cars, Brandon Shepard still atop the leaderboard with a 10.542.
Up next will be Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania in the 111. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. He'll be joined by Jason Fager out of Bloomington, Illinois in car 25. The 2022 Herald and Review champion here at Macon Speedway. He's had 6 wins on the year for the defending Mars champion Jason Fager and the Titan Industries, Rimtech Enterprises, Cheap Cars, Floyd's Waste Systems, and Digital Copy Systems, along with Hoker Trucking, all sponsors on the Clements Powered Longhorn, second in the latest Mars standings. And he'll be joined, as we said, by Max Blair, who went from Wheatland, Missouri to upstate Pennsylvania, almost on the New York border.
And
not almost, it was on the New York border.
Yeah.
He won, and now back here, he won on Sunday night. That's Centerville, Pennsylvania's Max Blair, the Centerline Motorsports, Upstate Auto Group, TLW Transport, C&J Dairy, DeanHonda.com, Murphy's Logging, Creekside Auto Sales, all sponsors on the Clements Powered Longhorn for Max Blair. Now 2 wins on the year, making his debut here at Mighty Macon.
Yeah, and Jason Fager, 6 wins on the year, and a couple of those came in New Zealand as well. Blair, 7th quick, 10.999 on lap number 1. First time around for Fager. Good lap, second quick, 10.573. Second lap time for Mad Max, 5th quick, 1.0638. And the second time around for the high side hustler. You've got a new quick time. It's Jason Fager, 10.323. Jason Fager, Brandon Shepard, and Jake Little. Now your top 3 qualifiers after 8 cars, man.
And DJ, we're flirting with that track record. Track record is a 10.228. We just went a 10.323. Could we see a track record here tonight? Up next out of Dade City, Florida, it's Brendan Smith in the 17 SS and the 19 of Spencer Hughes out of Causeyville, Mississippi. Brendan Smith and the Big Daddy's Cattle, Total Claim Source, Williams Trucking, Jim Facino Trucking, Guardian Hurricane Protection, the Durham-powered Rocket XR1, third in the Rookie of the Year standings with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and Spencer Hughes, a 3-time winner this year in the JCM Motorsports Yellowhammer Design Construction, Dread River Distilling, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, and Clyburn Tank Lines on the J. Dickens Rocket XR1 for Spencer Hughes.
First lap time for Spencer Hughes, 8th quick, 1:07.96. Brendan Smith going to wheel off corner number 4. His first lap time, 10th quick, 10:09. Second time around for Spencer. Second quick, good lap, 1:05.13. Brendan Smith's best lap is a 10:09.00. He'll be 10th after 10 cars. Jason Fager, Spencer Hughes, Brandon Shepard, now the top 3.
Up next out of Carpentersville, Illinois, the 28 of Dennis Erb Jr. and the 18D of Dalton Wilson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Dennis Erb Jr., the McBride back, Ideal Ready Mix, Tools Auto Sales, PRC, Kaiser Manufacturing, Fox Racing, Shocks, Clements Powered Rocket XR1, 1 win on the year for that driver, and Dalton Wilson, a 2-time winner this year. He comes to us out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Ratliff Racing, Grantley Farms, ICS, MGL Auto Sales, Counter Construction, the Auto Outlet, Clements Powered Longhorn by Wells for Dalton Wilson, and he's currently 8th in the latest Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series standings.
He's going to be 11th after lap number 1, Ben, with an 11. 8. He'll go 8th. Will Dalton Wilson. Dennis Erb is 11th after lap number 1. Lap 2 for Dennis Erb Jr., 11.012. He'll be 12th. Dalton Wilson checks in 8th quick. Best lap at 10.723 after 12 cars. Jason Fager still the time to beat, 10.323.
Up next out of Eatonton, Georgia, Garrett Smith in the 10 and Ryan Unziker out of El Paso, Illinois in the 24-year defending Heroin Review champion. Garrett Smith, Atlanta Paving and Concrete, Senior Life Insurance, Terminal Maintenance Construction, VP Racing Fuels, Boswell Oil, Big Fuel Powered Rocket XR1, 1 win on the year for that driver. Ryan Unziker, Car 24, a 1-time winner this year. The RJR Transportation, Mosquito Hero, KDM Services, Big City Automotive, El Paso Outdoor Center, Pro Power Racing Engine, MB Custom for Ryan Unziker at Car 24.
Garrett Smith, 13th quick on lap 1, 11.590. Ryan Unziker going to trip the trigger, 13th quick, 11.146. Garrett Smith's second lap time. Better second quick, good lap, 10.450. Second lap time for Ryan Unziker, a little better. He'll bump up to 12th. 10.833, a shake-up now in the top 3. It's Jason Fager, Garrett Smith now second, Spencer Hughes third quick after 14 cars.
Up next, it's Doug Ty out of Troy, Illinois in the 4D, and the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. out of Martinsville, Indiana. Doug Ty, the Remco Incorporated Scrap Metal Processors, Unique Crete of Illinois, and Avoid Racing and Home Smart Digital. All sponsors on that 4D for Doug Ty, the Black Diamond race car. Ricky Thornton Jr., the Clements Powered Longhorn, SSI Motorsports, Hooker Trucking, Dyno 1, Westside Tractor, Coleman Farms Racing, Self-Floor Covering, DD Outside Services, all sponsors for Ricky Thornton Jr. 14 wins on the year for that competitor.
Doug Ty, 15th quick on lap 1. RTJ, 4th quick, his first time around. Doug Ty will bring that Montlands power plant across the line. 16th quick, best lap, 11.368. Does RT have anything on lap 2? He does not. Second lap, he scrubs off a full second. He'll rest on a 10.522. Thornton is 4th quick. Spencer Hughes 3rd. Garrett Smith 2nd. Jason Fager, the time to beat at a 10.323.
Up next, being Martinsville, Indiana's Hudson O'Neill in car 71. The 58 of Garrett Alberson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Hudson O'Neill in car 71. Professional Concrete Cutting Solutions, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding. O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, Cornet Lightning, Longhorn race car, last year's World 100 and Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion. And Garrett Alberson in car 58, 2-time winner this year. The Bill Sports Shop, Roller Machine and Welding, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Nutrient Solutions, Midwest Sheet Metal, Clements Power Longhorn for Garrett Alberson.
First driver to trip the trigger will be Hudson O'Neill. 16th quick on lap 1, Ben, 11.046. First time for Garrett Alberson, 13th quick at a 10.814. We'll see if either driver is able to improve. On lap number 2, Hudson O'Neill does. He'll bump up to 12th, 10.763. The second time around for Garrett Alberson, not as good. He'll be 14th fastest. His best lap time is a 10.814. Jason Fager, the high side hustler, still the time to beat at a 10.323, Ben, with just about 8 drivers left to qualify.
Up next, Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois in the 3S, and the 1 of Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. Brian Shirley, 2012 Herald Review champion, the Bob Cullen Racing, Hooker Trucking, Thompson Express, VP Racing Fuels, G&J Ventures and Gaming, Ricky Lemon Motorsports, Durham-powered Rocket XR1, currently 12th in the World of Outlaw standings, and Tim McCready in the Valvoline Rocket 1 Racing Performance Crating, Sliver Calf Wrenches, Ace Metal Works, 5-Star Bodies, Gunners, Honey, Durham-powered Rocket XR1 for Tim McCready in Car 1.
Brian Shirley be 15th on lap 1. Tim McCready goes 19th fastest his first time around. Both drivers looking to improve on lap number 2. Shirley will stay 13th but improve his lap, 10.782. McCready will bump up 1 spot. Tim McCready 18th quick at a 10.913. It's Jason Fager, Garrett Smith, Spencer Hughes, your top 3 after 20 cars.
Up next out of Springfield, Illinois, the B15 of Bob Seidner, and the 38 car of Tomas Hunziker out of Bend, Oregon. Seidner in the XR1 Rocket Chassis Pro Power Racing Engine, Wyckoff Law Office, Bob's Automotive, and Phenom Apparel and Wrap Company. And joining him will be the 38 of Tomas Hunziker, the Certainty AM1 Roofing and Siding, Spirit Field Racing International, SRS Distribution Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1 for Tomas Hunziker.
So Bob Seidner, the Springfield, Illinois driver, going to wheel off corner number 4. And his first lap time, 21st quick, 12.037. Tomas Hunziker goes 21st fastest now with an 11.704. Seidner going to try to pick it up on lap number 2. He wheels the B15 across the stripe. A little better, it's 22nd though. And it's going to be 11.765 for Bob Seidner. And Tomas Hunziker bumps up 1 spot to 20th quick with a lap time of 11.101. After 22 cars, it's still Jason Fager atop the leaderboard with a 10.323.
Up next out of Monticello, Illinois, it's Timmy Dick in the 122 and Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois in the 32. Timmy Dick in the Finish Line Transportation, Miles Brothers Bacon Tasting Company, Mackey Wright Funeral Homes in Monticello, Jeff Weston Motorsports, Brian Howard Rocket XR1, the 2022 and 23 Farmer City Pro Late Model Track Champion, Bobby Pierce, 11-time winner this year, defending World of Outlaws Champion, the Low Voltage Solution, Hoker Trucking, Carnegie Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Bloomington Normal Truck Performance, Toyota Danville, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for Bobby Pierce.
Bobby Pierce, 3rd quick on lap 1, 10.459. Timmy Dick's going to come off corner number 4. Good lap, 11th quick, 10.714. Pierce's second lap time. He jumps up to 2nd, 10.414 for beat heat 32. So it's now Jason Fager, Bobby Pierce, Garrett Smith, your top 3 after 24 cars.
Up next out of Pleasant Plains, Illinois, the 27 of Greg Kimmons will be joined by the T6 of Tommy Shepard Jr. out of New Berlin, Illinois. Greg Kimmons, his first start of the year, the Pro Power Racing Engine Kryptonite race car sponsored by McQuinn Motorsports, Irwin's Transmission Service, R&L Septic, Brian Thompson Roofing, all sponsors on the 27, and the T6 of Tommy Shepard Jr. 2 wins this year at Peebly, Missouri. And for the Berlin, Illinois driver, the XR1 Rocket Chassis, Ryan Power, the TA Shepard Enterprises, Shepard Auto Sales and Salvage, ML Performance, and VP Racing Fuels, all sponsors for Tommy Shepard Jr.
Greg Kimmons, 25th quick his first time around. T-Shep goes 22nd quick on lap number 1. Kimmons, a long-time veteran here at Macon Speedway. Second lap time, better, 21st, 10.927. And Tommy Shepard Jr., he'll bump up to 16th quick with a 10.787. And Ben, that means there's just 1 driver left to qualify.
Last car through the gate here tonight will be Brian Miller out of Lincoln, Illinois, the XR1 Rocket Chassis. You see Ryan Hunziker watching the qualifying action from the infield. He's in the Brandon X SQ Racing, Bill's Tire and Auto, Bennett Funeral Home, and MFB Motorsports, all sponsors for Brian Miller out of Lincoln, Illinois. Great competitor here at Macon Speedway and Lincoln Speedway. Your final qualifier of the night for Ryan Miller.
Ryan Miller's first lap time, 21st quick, Ben, an 11.269, 11.269 for the Lincoln, Illinois driver as he's going to wheel that Rocket Chassis off corner number 4 down to his second final qualifying lap. A little better, 25th quick, 11.150, 11.150 is the second and final qualifying time for Ryan Miller. So unofficially, tonight's overall quick time in Sunoco Race Fuels time trials, the high side hustler, Jason Fager out of Bloomington, Illinois, and he's going to grab a word down in the infield with our very own Mike Norris.
Yeah, thank you guys. 16 wins a year ago, Jason. You already got several this year. You were close to winning a Lucas Oil Late Model Show at Fairbury. You backed it up with a Mars win there last Saturday. Man, this 2.5 is rolling, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Car's been really fast. Towards the end of last season, we started qualifying really well, and that's kind of catapulted us to a lot of good finishes. So once again, we qualified well tonight. So it feels good to be able to do that against a field of this caliber. We love coming to Macon Speedway, and it's an awesome place. It's if you've never been here, to me, this is one of the absolute must-come-see events. Obviously, this race, the Lucas race, or the Herald Review. But we love getting to come down here and race. So I wish we'd come here more. But we're gonna put on a show. And hopefully we can keep the 2.5 up front.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Setting quick time. How about it for the high side hustler, Jason Fager?
All right, thanks a lot, Mike Norris, and congratulations to Jason Fager on setting fast time in Sunoco Race Fuels time trials here this evening. Well, take just a quick break here before opening ceremony. So those of you on the grounds, a time to grab something to eat. Those of you watching at home, don't go anywhere. It's Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota here at Macon Speedway.
Looking for a competitive edge at the track? Trust Sweet Manufacturing for top-of-the-line steering components. Since 1978, we are proud to be employee-owned and carrying on the tradition of quality racing parts. Our state-of-the-art CNC machines allow us to craft the best possible parts for your race car. Don't settle for second best. Let us turn your wheels and choose Sweet Manufacturing for all your racing needs. Find your competitive edge at sweetmanufacturing.com.
MD3, the most advanced body panels on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. MD3, the #1 body choice for top dirt racers.
Death Ridge Optics definitely helped us out there. They have a high definition zero glare lens. It's just a high definition lens. It just sharpens everything up, being able to see the racetrack better. As far as a driver, you know, that's the only thing we got is our feel and ourselves and then what we can see. So as long as we can see a little bit better, it has to be better for us.
Welcome back to Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, our opening night of the 2024 season, where all the prelims are wrapped up from Macon Speedway. Just another really stout group of cars. There may only be 27 of them there, Derek, but some of the best drivers in the country. Qualifying at this place, unlike anything you've ever seen anywhere else. A reminder, this is a 5th mile. Kane, let's take a look at the top 10 in qualifying tonight at Macon Speedway on opening night of our season. Derek, Jason Fager in a bit of a 2-year resurgence. 16 wins last year, counting his New Zealand victories. He's got 6 already this year. He should have won the Lucas race at Fairbury a couple of weeks ago. I think that's the story. Jason Fager, the local favorite on top. And how about Garrett Smith, who they said when he walked up to Macon Speedway couldn't believe how small it is. The Georgia kid can qualify anywhere, big track, small track. He's 3rd overall, and some interesting names inside that top 10.
Yeah, it just seems like with Garrett Smith, he's always up front in qualifying. He's always starting up front for the features. Let's see if he can hold on for a big-time victory at Mighty Macon. Spencer Hughes, first-timer as well. 4th overall, RTJ 5th. Braden Shepard 6th, and then you got Jake Little, nice little local contingent. Miles Moose as well, and then how about Carson Ferguson?
Yeah,
a little bit different than Cherokee.
I would say, I was thinking about that, right? The big half miles that Carson is used to running on. That's what makes this so cool. Is drivers adapt in the states, right? Illinois, Georgia, Mississippi, Arizona by way of Iowa, by way of Indiana for Ricky Thornton, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and obviously Carson Ferguson, another Southeastern driver. Really cool, really neat mix of guys inside the top 10. We're about 7-8 minutes away from opening ceremonies. And Derek, you and I talked about how to build the Castrol shows this year. You go into year 4, and you always kind of want to mix things up, right? Let's change a little bit of how we've done it in the past. Normally, you would have your Castrol Fast 5 right here, but we're doing something a little bit different this year. We have so much access to so much video at FloRacing. We thought, you know what? In between opening ceremonies and qualifying, let's do a Moments of the Week each and every night. And here are this week's top moments, Swab. We started the Show Me 100 in Wheatland. They did a pit crew challenge for the first time ever at this event. Derek, look at the crowd in the infield. Tons of people poured in there. I'm told 400 or 500 people packed into the infield. James Essex in the wild with a microphone there. The winner of this, by the way, got cold hard cash. It was Hellraiser Jacks. Tim Sheets was the sponsor. I had so many drivers tell me we want to do more stuff like this. Their pit crews really got into it. Look at what Devin Moran's crew was wearing here, by the way.
America.
Right before his Memorial Day
theme.
weekend, right? You see the guys on the right side of the screen holding the tires. American flag outfits. They're wearing American flag Crocs and bandanas and mullets. This was really cool, Suave.
Yeah, it just brought back memories. They used to do it at the Firecracker 100. I think Randall Edwards was a former champion as well. I think we have video of like Integra's own Brian Doherty helping out. But good contest. You said
these guys.
You said the crew guys liked it. Of course, they got good money for winning and competing. And also look how calm and collective they are during a pit stop. During the races, they're not even close to that. It's a fire drill, chaos, and craziness.
It's not quite a Formula One level pit stop, but I was impressed. Devin Moran's team, congrats. I think we'll see more of this kind of stuff in the future. That was awesome. How about the Bob Weichert Memorial at Port Royal over the weekend? This is Danny Dietrich, Derek, in the lead, local hero, local legend, local everything. Tyler Courtney tracking him down with 1 lap to go. Here we are, the final 2 corners. Courtney going for the slider. Oh, no.
Opposite of PSG.
Devin Borden parked at the top of turn 4, the worst yellow ever. Maybe not if you're Danny Dietrich. Borden parked right there. Ruined what would have been an unbelievable finish on the restart. It was too much Danny Dietrich, Derek. This is like if Kevin Weaver won the PDC at Falls in front of a 10,000-person grandstand. Danny Dietrich, the local legend, $75,000 richer after this win. Look at this crowd. There would not have been enough beer in the grandstands, Derek, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they ran out before the closing lap, so they had to go back to their coolers and get that now. But this Victor Lane was awesome.
Beer getting on the camera here. I love it.
You don't see as many hometown wins as maybe we saw 5 years ago in the late model world. Not sure how it is for the sprint cars because there's only a few tracks that race weekly. But big time win. Make glasses in Victory Lane great again. I think he wears glasses.
I love it. He's a great on Twitter. Follow Danny Dietrich if you don't. Look at the beer getting soaked on the camera, Suave. That's as good as it gets. And our final top moment of the week, let's stick with the Weichert Memorial. A little selfless plug here for Flo. We debuted, I shouldn't say we debuted, we were the first ones in the industry to do this during the Intercontinental and the Stream, live in-car cameras with high limit. You have Brad Sweet, and I think that's James McFadden, on the right side there, Derek. Live in-car cameras for the first time ever with the high limit series. We're going to be getting a lot more into this technology. It looks badass. Sprint car in-cars just look awesome.
It looks great. They're more open, but once again, I know we're the same company for both series, but sprint cars copying late models. We got in-car cameras first. We had 2 national series, but yeah, look at that. Pretty solid stuff there with James McFadden there right on the right front.
That's so cool.
And it was great racing Port Royal and a pretty good event. It sounded like the crowd was packed, and it's cool to see a Weichert-sponsored car get the win, too.
Yeah, that's right. 1 inch from the wall there. Danny D. Suave, if Kevin Weaver won the PDC.
So I was thinking maybe more like Fager, younger guy, local. Yeah. I'd say Weaver's more of the Lance DeWeese.
Lance DeWeese, that's a good call. But Fager wins the PDC. How many beers does Fager drink that night?
Well, Casey's a block away. Somebody's sprinting there to get the rest of them because they'd burn that place down. But he was close in May. He's looking good tonight. It might be another great summer for the High Side Hustler.
I think so, too. He's got 6 wins already. By the way, heat race number 2, front row, Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton Jr. tonight. Only 3 heats tonight. Heat race number 2, 32 and 20 RT. Looks like they're doing a little track prep, so we'll hold it here for a second. Derek Blade Kearns, who now works on Tyler Erb's crew. Of course,
he's like insider trading?
I was wondering about that, but keep in mind, Chris Kearns owned the racetrack for a year. And Blade did an amazing job on track prep. So we definitely want Blade there working the track, right? I mean,
9 lead changes in the Herald Review for 100 laps last year. And he'll talk about it a lot. And he spent a lot of time there in the Moweaqua area and the Macon area, golfing, track prepping, making sure that the grounds look great. But now he's a late model guy. And he said, funny point with him, I kind of talked to him at Farmer City during the May race, and he said, man, late model racing pit crewing is a lot easier than sprint car because you're leaving the track, going to a car wash,
gotta come back.
You got to come back. He said, the beating and banging is fine compared to doing that consistently for a long time throughout the year.
Because the sprint car guys don't live in the haulers, obviously, so they have to pull in and out.
They'll end up doing it. They copy us.
And if you're a sprint car fan, by the way, don't forget High Limit from Grandview right now, $20,000 to win. Part of that midweek money tour is going on. About $750 there, so I'm sure they're in heat races. Also, Derek Reese O'Connor there helping prep the track tonight. I think of Reese O'Connor, I think of Kankakee. Kankakee had a great Mars race a couple of weeks ago. I think they're back.
I texted you. I said K3 is back. You tweeted about it. Kai Blight, close.
I know.
You had him duking it out with Dylan McCowan. Jason Faker broke early, and then you had a couple veterans the midway point, Bob Gardner and Kevin Weaver. So it's good to see K3. I think adding that wall in 1 and 2 has made
changed
the racing
everything
a whole bunch better, and they're doing a great job over there. And I think a Mars Series and Summer National Series is a good stepping stone to maybe get a National Series there eventually one day.
I covered the Dale McDowell traction control event there, the old Have a Tampa UDTR race back in 2001, 2002. I covered that for National Dirt Digest 22 years ago. I think that was their last national touring event I was there for, Swab.
Yeah, and then a lot of controversy. How was that post-race?
There was no internet, right? So just imagine how much easier it was because there was no social media, there was no anything.
Because
right?
you're younger and guy with devastating news. That's always tougher when you first have to do it, especially in the late model world, because it is their life.
Was taught by one of the best, though. Todd Turner taught me to compartmentalize it, not get emotional about it. You're there to cover the story, so a hat tip to Todd for helping me how to do that. But Kankakee, I'm with you. Let's get a big race there because that place is awesome.
Yeah, it was good racing, and they changed ownership, I think, last year, maybe 2 years ago. So be looking for Kai Blight during the Summer Nationals. He was close. He's had some good runs there. Could he, win a Summer Nationals race, the Aussies? I know, Vosbergen won a Southern Nationals race, I think, at Tazewell.
With or Tazewell, one of the two.
Yeah, so we need
to.
And I know Paul Stubber's goal is for Kai Blight to, be successful, have a race team in America, and he's slowly and surely gaining some traction there.
Speaking of Dylan Scott and marriage earlier, Kai Blight's married, right?
Yes.
How's that? I mean, that'd be awful tough. Dylan Scott can watch the Macon race on his phone during an anniversary dinner.
They come visit the summer.
Planting in America, that's tough, Kai. That's going to be a tough call.
He's going to try. He's going to do it.
I think we're getting very close to opening ceremonies now out at the racetrack. Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett are standing by. We got the national anthem opening ceremony. I hope Patrick Davis is singing the anthem tonight is what I hope, right, Derek? That's what we really want. So
let's pray. Let's hope.
Ben Shelton and Dustin Jarrett will be back before the feature. Just remember, 3 heats, 1 B main, 1 mod B and 1 mod heat and a feature tonight. Going to be fast paced and fast moving. Ben and DJ, take it away from Macon. We'll see you later, guys.
Dave Poske's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978, and they are the home to Hoosier Tire, Ohio Valley, and Octane Race Products. Stop in and shop all of the nation's top brands, including Winners Performance, Willwood Brakes, Bill Stein Shocks, Hyperco Springs, Maxima Race Oils, Impact Safety Equipment, along with hundreds of others. You can also visit Dave Poske's Performance Parts online at Poske.com as we ship UPS and truck freight daily. Dave Poske's Performance Parts, serving the Ohio River Valley and racers all across the country since 1978.
I'll just put it this way, we'll be back. With the hard work of Mark Richards and all the people at Rocket, we'll be back.
Your opening night winner at East Bay Raceway Park is going to be Tyler Erb. Ashton Winger gets it done on a Tuesday night at East Bay.
But it's going to be the Reaper out of Marshalltown, Iowa. His first career win in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
And it's going to be Hudson O'Neill getting his first win. Back-to-back winner at East Bay Raceway Park. Hudson O'Neill wins it. $40,000 later, Alligator. Hudson O'Neill wins it in 1.
Shiny, clean, less sludge? Those cheers are for you, Rosa, because Rocket's still running like a dream thanks to you and the sludge-protecting power of Castrol GTX Ultra Clean. Castrol GTX Ultra Clean in. Garage swagger on.
Hi, I'm Tom Buzzy.
I'm Alan Buzzy.
And the story continues with us. Racing has been part of our family as long as I can remember. Started in Dad's garage, and finally it grew and grew to busy enough where
Dad called me, and that's where I joined the business.
Some of our customers, they've been customers of ours, some of them since I was in high school.
One of the coolest things you hear is someone calls and they say, so-and-so told me to take it to Buzzy.
Word of a racer, it means a lot.
Welcome back to the mighty Macon Speedway, where the button is green, and we're going to be green on heat race action pretty soon. Dustin Jarrett, Ben Shelton, Mike Norris, and we're here having a great time on a Tuesday night at the mighty Macon Speedway, the opening round of the 2024 Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. DJ, we don't always get to talk about it. We do giveaways at the drivers' meeting every night at our events. We give away $250 drawings, and that's everybody, not just the series drivers, all entries. And we also give away 2 Hoosier tires. And I want to mention tonight, your Hoosier tire winners were none other than the driver of the 71 car, Hudson O'Neill, and along with Shannon Babb, who took him a long time to get here today. It was about a 2.5-minute trek over here. And your $150 drawings, we do those as well. We give away $250 cash drawings. How about Doug Ty picking up one of those?
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and Garrett Alberson getting one as well. So something that we take pride in. We try to do different things, starting with Eldora on Wednesday, the top 8 in points that come from this event. Now, look, if somebody in the top 8 finishers tonight doesn't go to Eldora, let's say that the 8th place guy doesn't go, but the 9th place guy from tonight is there, he'll get $500. The top 8 in our points, you don't have to be in the top 8 in points. The top 8 that are present in the latest points, they get $500 show-up money. And then, DJ, also 9 events this year, $137,000 plus point fund. Is right now we've rescheduled 2 of our rainouts. The third one, Spoon River, we don't know if we're going to reschedule yet. We did reschedule Lincoln Speedway for Monday, July 8th, and Brownstown Speedway. That is going to be coming up right before the Jackson 100. And you can find all this information over at flowseries.com, and that's where all the latest information is. And DJ, a week from tomorrow, we're at Eldora Speedway to kick off the Dream Week with Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota.
How's it almost June already? Like, where has the year gone so far?
Christmas is week after next.
Yeah,
so
that is true. We'll be back at Gateway here in a couple days. So look at, a gorgeous drone shot there. And it is, according to my watch, it's about 71 degrees outside. That is your lockdown apparel weather report for this evening. I don't know if the clouds are broken.
Courtesy of your watch.
Courtesy of my watch. That is right. Which is better than what we had at Wheatland the other night when they said it was thunderstorming at 3 in the afternoon and 65 degrees.
No, but it was looking smart about 10:30 that night. I tell you what, it's just a beautiful setting here at Macon Speedway, and we talked about it. Chris Kearns purchased this facility a little over a year ago, and just some health issues within the family, moving on to some other things. And Kenny Brown and from Power Eye and that group, they've come in, they bought the facility, and they got a lot of things planned here, and just very thankful to be here tonight and love these drone shots, man. Ian Malley getting some great shots high atop the mighty Macon.
I mentioned earlier, it's so cool, the seating. Again, not all the way around this place, but, down the front and back straightaways, bleeding into the corners, small sets of stands there, coming off 4, going into 1, going into 3. It's just, again, almost a mini arena type feel. I want to know, again, we go to Eldora next week, how many Macons do you think you could fit in the infield? I think you could fit Macon long ways, like across from front straightaway to back straightaway at Eldora.
I think there's a good shot. I think you could almost put Macon in the Kevin Kovac Memorial Media Center. It is, but you know what? That's what I love about our sports. You got all these different size tracks, and the guys. Let's be honest. The guys that are most likely going to be contenders tonight are the guys that are going to be contenders when we get to Eldora next week. We have gladiators in our sport, and they modify. We also have gladiators on the back straightaway. Those folks sitting back there, it's hard to tell from that, but they are right on top of the racetrack, and as Rigsby said in the pre-race show, the white picket fence right in front of them.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I came here. I think it was back in 2004. I'm going to have to look that up. I came here for the Summer Nationals race for the Herald and Review 100. Yep, right there it is. And do you know who won that race in 2004 without looking? Who would be your guess?
That wasn't Billy Drake, was it?
No, I think Summer Nationals, who was really good back then.
Oh, there was a lot of guys
back
then. Not Kevin Weaver.
No, it wasn't Kevin Weaver. I mean,
would have been Babb?
It would not have been Babb. He actually won 2 nights before at Highland Speedway.
How many guesses do I get? It wasn't Moyer.
It was not Moyer. It was the guy that battled Moyer a lot in the Summer Nationals back then.
Would have been
the real deal. Don O'Neill,
whose son is in action here tonight.
That's right. Yep, 35 cars on hand that night. And, talk a lot about car counts and everything. We are right at the average of what you typically see here at Macon. This usually anywhere from 25 to 30 or so to track that doesn't run super late models weekly, as you had mentioned earlier as well. And so get folks.
And the talent levels through the roof.
Oh, it's amazing. It's unbelievable.
And what I love about Macon, though, is, you've got the well-funded national teams here, but you got these local standouts, and they know how to get around this place, and they pour their blood, sweat, and tears into these race cars. And like I said, if one of these guys within about an hour radius of this place could pick up the win tonight, there would be some people calling in sick to work tomorrow here in the greater Central Illinois area.
Tear the place down.
Guys.
Tear the place down.
Well, you saw how excited
Jake Little or
Yeah, so we're probably about a minute or so away from opening ceremonies. They're rolling in the bottom of the racetrack. It's looking really good. It's been a really windy day here, DJ. I feel like every race we've been to in 2024, it has been extremely windy. I feel like the wind goes with this from the Wild West Shootout to Speed Weeks, the last week at Lucas Oil Speedway. It has just been an extremely windy time in America.
I cannot tell if I'm sunburnt or windburnt at this point anymore. It may be both. It could very well be both. I don't know. As they roll in this last little bit of the racetrack, what we're going to have, we got 3 heat races for those of you here on the grounds and those of you watching at home. We'll have 3 heat races coming up here after opening ceremonies for Castrol Flow Night in America, presented by Kubota. And we will take the top 6 out of those 10-lap heat races, transfer them into this evening's 50-lap A main. We'll then have 1 B main. We'll take the top 6 out of that B main as well. That'll give us our 24-car starting field, again, for tonight's 50-lap, $20,000 to win main event in what is the highest-paying race in the history of Macon Speedway here this evening with Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Jason Fager and Spencer Hughes slated to start on the front row of Integra Shocks Heat number 1. It's going to be Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton Jr. on the front row of K1 Race Gear Heat number 2, and Garrett Smith and Brandon Shepard will roll from the front row, Ben, of Buzzy Racing Products Heat Race number 3.
Well, they're going to be a lot of fun. It's equally fun. The pack trucks have pulled to the infield. We're going to head downstairs and get set for opening ceremonies from tonight at Macon Speedway.
Well, thank you very much, guys. At this time here at Macon Speedway, I'd ask you all to please rise, remove your caps. Our invocations tonight are Racers for Christ, Mr. Ricky Berg. Ricky, take it away.
Thank you. If you could, everybody, let's take a moment of silence for our veterans. Some gave all and some gave some, and the ones that didn't get to make it here, that's why you're standing there in them crowds tonight. I want you to have a good night of racing, but let's also keep in prayer Mr. Stokes. He got hurt in a motorcycle accident out in Mount Zion, hit by a drunk driver. And keep the Hostetler family in your prayers, too. Let's take a moment of silence for our veterans and for our soldiers and troops at home and abroad. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, this evening. Ask that you be with these racers, dear Lord. Keep them safe in their cars. Keep the fans safe. Keep the officials and staff safe. We thank you for racing. We thank you for our freedom. We thank you for salvation if we ask for forgiveness to your Son Jesus for our sins. But Father, most of all, we just thank you for America, our freedom. We have a right to come and say and do what we want. Father, we do love you. Thank you for your Son Jesus who died on the cross and took our place for our sins. And now if you would, dear Lord, please be with our troops at home and abroad that's fighting in harm's way. Please keep them safe. And most of all, dear Lord, we just love you. Thank you for your Son, Jesus. And dear Lord, if you could, I'd ask that you'd also be with our president, that he would start making good, godly decisions for America and the American people. Father, we serve and breathe the air in the greatest country in the world, America. We help everyone, dear Lord. So let's start all pulling together. Put down animosities and racism, dear Lord, and enjoy freedom, enjoy our time together, because time can be cut short in a matter of seconds. Thank you. I love you. Forgive me for where I failed you. In Jesus' name, amen. Now I'm going to turn the mic over to Mackenzie Spitzer from Decatur, Illinois, and please join her. Take your covers off as she sings the greatest national anthem in the world. Here you go, Mackenzie.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for Mackenzie Spitzer with our country's national anthem. Well, I tell you what, Macon Speedway, are you ready? As the opener at Castrol Flow Night in America, sit back, relax, hang a 5th mile smile. We are set and ready to go racing right here on Flow.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
After that invocation, I was ready to run through a wall. I mean, that was a fired-up invocation tonight as we get set to go.
Brother?
Oh, man, Hulkamania running wild on the invocation tonight as we get set.
But you're not talking about Daniel Jacober either.
No. Wow. All right, we get set for Integra Shocks Heat Race number 1. The top 6 move on to the main event. DJ, 10 laps the distance. Who is starting on the front row?
So your pole sitter is going to be this evening Sunoco Race Fuels Fast Qualifier out of Bloomington, Illinois in the 25, the high side hustler, Jason Fager. And on his outside out of Causeyville, Mississippi in the JCM Motorsports 19, it is Spencer Hughes.
Starting inside of row 2, it'll be Jake Little out of Springfield, Illinois in the 38J, and to his outside, Carson Ferguson out of Lincoln, North Carolina in the 93.
Turbo Tyler Erb going to roll from the inside of the 3rd row. He's out of New Waverly, Texas, and on his outside, out of New Berlin, Illinois in the T6, T-Shep, Tommy Shepard.
Row 4 will be Ryan Unziker out of El Paso, Illinois in the 24, and to his outside, the 27, Greg Kimmons out of Pleasant Plains, Illinois, and your final starter, Ryan Miller from Lincoln, Illinois in the 11. 9 cars, 10 laps, top 6 off to the big dance tonight. Everybody else will head to the 1B main. This is Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race number 1 as Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota makes its debut at Macon Speedway. The 16th different track to host an event. There's been 28 races in season and series history, DJ. 12 different winners. Tonight feels like one of those nights we could have number 13.
It could very well be, man, as they juiced her up just a little bit there after Sunoco Race Fuels time trials before this first Integra Racing Shocks Heat Race. As you see the drivers out there rolling that track in just a little bit, about half throttle or so, getting her ready to go. Once again, there will be 3 heats here this evening. They're 10 laps in distance. The top six lock themselves into tonight's main event. That will give us 18 cars. The balance of the field will then run 1B main here this evening, or Coltman Farms B main. Will be, I believe, 10 laps in distance this evening, and we'll take the top 6 out of that as well, and that'll give us our 24 starters here tonight for this 50-lap, $20,000 to win main event. As we mentioned, Ben, the highest paying event in the very storied and very unrivaled history, really, of this 1/5 mile bull ring.
Man, you gotta love these bull rings. And we talked about 12 different drivers have won in the 28 events in series history. None of them are in this heat race.
No, none of them are in this heat race as well. As they have got the caution lights. I think we're going to shut them off. Let's go.
Let's do it, DJ.
Here we go. Jason Fager on the pole, Spencer Hughes on the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, pick yourselves out a winner as we are rolling 10 laps, top 6 transfer. This is Integra Shocks Heat number 1.
And Jason Fager will get the whole shot. He takes them off into 1 and 2. 10 laps the distance. Top 6 are going. Hang on, Carson Ferguson. Going over the back of Spencer Hughes. Ferguson will fall back. Hughes in second, but your leader is Jason Ferguson at the Jason Fager at the end of lap number 1.
Yeah, Spencer Hughes going to ride in the second spot right now as there's your battle 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on your screen as you can toss a blanket over. You toss a blanket over anyone here on this 1/5 mile bull ring. But Jason Fager, no surprise, Ben, out front. He's the 2022 winner of the Herald Review 100. And what about that? A Macon first-timer, Spencer Hughes, right now riding in second.
Yeah, right now Fager's starting to stretch it out. Jason Fager, your leader. Spencer Hughes in second. Jake Little in 3rd. 4th is Tommy Shepard Jr. 5th right now, Tyler Erb, your 6th and final transfer as they run Carson Ferguson. Last year's Herald and Review 100 champion. Ryan Unziker on the outside looking in back in 7th.
Yeah, Unziker didn't get a good qualifying effort, Ben. He started 7th in this heat race, and that's where he currently runs right now. As you mentioned, he's on the outside looking in. We're halfway home in this first Integra Shocks heat race. 5 laps down, 5 laps to go, and Fager has stretched out to a 1.4 second advantage over Hughes. Hughes has almost that same distance over the 3rd place car of Jake Little.
And now Tyler Erb goes to work on Tommy Shepard Jr. He'll take that spot away. And Turbo up to 4th. Meanwhile, Carson Ferguson to 5th, and now Shepard in danger, losing the transfer spot. Here comes Unziker as your leaders catching the back of the pack.
Yep, that is the battle for the final transfer spot as there's 2 laps to go in this one. Carson Ferguson in 5th, Tommy Shepard Jr. in 6th, and Unziker still on the outside looking in 7th. White flag is out now. Final time around for your leader, Jason Fager.
Jason Fager has led the whole way. He's got a 2+ second advantage over Spencer Hughes. Final time down the back straightaway, off into 3 and 4. The winner of Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race number 1, Jason Fager.
Second spot's going to go to Spencer Hughes. Third will be Jake Little. 4th, Tyler Erb. 5th goes to Carson Ferguson. And Tommy Shepard Jr. will grab the all-important final transfer ahead of Ryan Unziker, Greg Kimmons, and Ryan Miller.
Picking up the win in Integra Shocks Heat Race number 1 out of Bloomington, Illinois. The Titan Industries, Rimtech Enterprises, Cheap Cars, Floyd's Waste System, Digital Copy System, Hoker Trucking, Corrosion X, Rosser Battery, Weir's Machine, and Outpace. All sponsors on the Clements Powered Longhorn for Jason Fager. He'll chase his 7th win of the year and his first ever Castrol FloRacing Night in America win presented by Kubota. As he'll head to Vasquez, DJ, we're going to give you the lineup for K1 Race Gear Heat 2 before we talk to Jason Fager.
Here is the lineup for your second K1 Race Gear Heat Race tonight. On the pole out of Oakwood, Illinois, it's going to be the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce in the 32, and on his outside, out of Martinsville in the N, and the 20RT, Ricky Thornton Jr.
Row 2, the 111 of Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, and to his outside, the 122 of Timmy Dick out of Monticello, Illinois.
Move back to row 3, it's going to be the 71, the New Deal, Hudson O'Neill, and on his outside, out of Mowequa, Illinois, the Mowequa Missiles, Shannon Babb.
Your final 3 starters will be row 4, Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida, the 17S, Dennis Erb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois, the 28, and Doug Ty out of Troy, Illinois in the 4D. We head down to Mike Norris with your Heat Race 1 winner, Jason Fager.
Yeah, guys, you're defending Mars champion. I tell you what, off to a perfect start. We were just talking. You get a car starting up front, look very fast. They redid the racetrack, but it looks good.
Yeah, track's wicked fast right now. It's got a little character up there too. It's definitely a handful, and we're getting pretty tight there towards the end of that. But car's pretty decent, but we're going to have to get a little bit better to hold these guys off.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the high side hustler, perfect on the night, Heat Race win.
Well, I hope Jason Fager passes the droop after Norris was leaning into the car like that. He may have to recheck the droop on that if he was.
Yeah, Norris was propping himself
actually,
up.
honestly, Norris leaning on it probably helped it a little bit.
Well,
It lowered
yeah.
that a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if it had pushed the back up, if I'm Norris, I'm mad at you, if that's what you're implying.
Norris, we love you, buddy.
Hey, I got to help my Illinois boys out, boys.
Obviously. Well, I tell you what, we got an Illinois boy on the pole of this one. How many Bobby Pierce fans in the house tonight? How about it for Ricky Thornton Jr.? That's your front row, DJ. 10 laps, top 6, move off to the main event. This is K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2.
No fire coming off turn number 4, and we are underway here in this second K1 Race Gear Heat Race. Beat Heat 32 immediately grabs the lead as Ricky Thornton Jr. tries to look down to the inside. Max Blair, who's never been here before, tucks in line in the 3rd spot. That's how they run at the end of lap number 1.
How about Timmy Dick running back there in 4th? He's got Huddy right there. Oh, hang on to it, and Shannon Babb's going to park it down in turn number 2.
Wow.
And that's going to draw the caution as the first caution of the year, as Shannon Babb with nowhere to go had to park it up in turns 1 and 2. That draws the caution flag, and DJ, that means for the first time in series history, we get set for the Deathridge Opticians Choose Cone. You see the green cone down there. Matt Curl's got it. He's going to put it out in the front straightaway. Now, the leader will be all by his lonesome on the front row. Second on back, if you want to go high, you go high at the cone. If you want to go low, so we're not going to make you go high or low. You're going to choose where you want to be. This is something new for the series in 2024, as we'll check out the instant replay to see what went sideways. The MD3 5-star bodies instant replay for Shannon Babb.
Yeah, Shannon Babb, I think maybe just got in there a little hot over in turns 1 and 2 rather. Yeah, that's what happened. Is drivers on the front straightaway now choosing where they want to go, and nobody really. I think everyone kind of tucks in line about where we expected them to go. Is Matt Curl, Johnny on the spot down there, getting the Deathridge Opticians Choose Cone pulled off the racetrack.
Curl cardio right there. He jogged out there, grabbed that, and Matt Curl, one of the owners of Fairbury Speedway. Glad to have him as part of our Castrol FloRacing Night in America staff presented by Kubota.
Yeah, Curl CrossFit. Yeah.
Curl CrossFit. Move over CrossFit. CrossFit.
All right, we've got 1 lap scored, 9 laps remaining, 1 down, 9 to go here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Bobby Pierce going to lead the field back to the green.
And the green flag's back out. Pierce, your leader. Thornton in second. Meanwhile, Huddy's going to come after Max for position number 3. Hang on to it. Oh, man, is Dick coming down off the top?
Again.
Shannon Babb, wrong place, wrong time again, and we are going to see another caution on the Speedway as we've got, I believe, Doug Tye parked over in turn 2, and Shannon Babb's got to feel like a pinball right now as he cannot catch a break back there, and that is going to draw the caution as we are stuck here on lap 1. 1 down, 9 to go. K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2.
Well, that means we get to see the choose cone again.
That's right.
The Deathridge Opticians choose cone.
And we want to thank Greg Deathridge with Deathridge Opticians. He does a lot of support racing, has really ramped up his support over the past few years. And when he heard about the choose cone, he wanted it all day long. So we're going to turn the camera on first on the choose cone technology as Cody Hicken makes his way over there.
I want to see this view from the camera that they have mounted on
Look
the choose. Let's hope Curl points it the right way as well.
That would be funny. If
I
it was...
kind of like the thought of the cone pointing, or the camera pointing to the infield.
All right, we're going to make one more lap. And he's
probably a good idea. What we don't want is Matt Curl Frogger on the front straightaway. We don't want that.
We do not.
You're like George Costanza trying to push the Frogger video game across the street.
I think, well, you got a high score. You don't want to lose it. As Brendan Smith, he's got some damage on the side of that 17 car, and shout out to that team as they had some bad luck while leading the B main at the Lucas Oil Speedway back on Saturday night, but they made a lot of gains, 3rd in the Rookie of the Year standings with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series and making his debut here at Mighty Macon Speedway. As our good buddy Dave Dusick made a great comment as we sit in the tower and the sun is starting to set. He said, why do all these racetracks face the west? And it is it's bright, my friends. That's all I can tell you.
It's about to.
It's like
I'm gonna need Greg Deathridge to work on my eyes here. I may be blinded a little bit after this.
All right.
All right, here it is. Is we gonna get the first look?
Look at
the Deathridge Opticians choose cone cam for those of you watching at home live on FloRacing.
We got a few guys picking the bottom.
Don't hit the cone.
There we go.
Don't hit it.
I love it. Great job.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Tiffany Swisher, Robbie Johnson, the entire crew. I love the choose cone cam. And somebody's going to hit it. You know it's coming. You know somebody's going to hit it. It's going to be live.
The sacrificial camera on the Deathridge Opticians choose cone. We've got 1 lap in the book still. 1 lap has been scored, 9 to go.
And one thing I do want to mention, there were a few guys that opted to not go where you would have gone on traditional Delaware double file restart. So we'll see if it works out for them or works against them. Right now, Bobby Pierce leads the way, DJ. 1 down, 9 to go. K1 Race Gears Heat 2. We're back underway, and here comes Hudson. He'll shoot around to the inside of Max Blair. Hudson O'Neal up to 3rd. Max Blair back to his outside as Pierce leads him down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Hudson O'Neal coming from the 5th starting spot already, up a couple positions. He currently runs in 3rd, coming across to complete lap number 2. Still the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce out front. RTJ kind of skips and hops there through the 2nd corner. Right now, Hudson O'Neal remains in 3rd. Max Blair 4th. 5th is Timmy Dick, and that time by Dennis Erb Jr. just moved into a transfer spot. He took 6th.
Whoa, we had to get on the binders as Timmy Dick got sideways in front of him. Meanwhile, Hudson was one of those drivers that did not do with the conventional restart. He chose the inside instead of the outside. That allowed him to go from 4th to 3rd. That's what we want this year, DJ. We want to put a little bit more in the driver's hands, as right now Bobby Pierce has got the steering wheel in his hand, and he is just muscling up around this 5th mile loop.
And indeed he has, although Ricky Thornton Jr. got his feet under him there a little bit. He actually closed back in. It's down to a 9/10 of a second advantage for the driver out of Oakwood, Illinois. 6 laps in the books, 4 laps remaining. Those 2 cars have a fairly sizable advantage over your 3rd place car, Hudson O'Neal.
And you see on your screen the battle for the transfer. Dennis Erb Jr.'s got it. Shannon Babb might have to go to the B main here tonight. Laps ticking down in this one, just 3 to go as Pierce stretching it out over Ricky Thornton Jr. 2 laps to go for the 32 car. RTJ sits in 2nd, back in 3rd. It's Hudson. 4th is Blair. 5th is Dick. And Erb sits in the 6th position as they race back to the white flag. 1 lap to go, DJ.
Final time around for your race leader, Bobby Pierce, and he's been stretched out to a 1.3 second advantage in this one as a wheel off corner number 4 down to a checkered flag. It'll be the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, getting the win.
Coming home in 2nd, Ricky Thornton Jr. 3rd. We'll go to Hudson O'Neal. Max Blair in 4th. Timmy Dick in 5th. Dennis Erb Jr. 6th. Shannon Babb, Brendan Smith, and Doug Tye head off to a B main. So taking the win in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2 out of Oakwood, Illinois, the Low Voltage Solutions, Hoker Trucking, Carnegie Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Toyota of Danville, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Bloomington Normal Truck Performance, Old Time Ice Cream, and Leka Tree Service. All sponsors on the Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for Bobby Pierce. As he heads to Viskells in the Droop Check, we're going to tell you who's going to start wearing Buzzy Racing Heat Race number 3.
It's going to be the driver out It's going to be the driver out of Eatonton, Georgia, Garrett Smith, rolling from P1 here in Buzzy Racing Products Heat 3. And on his outside out of New Berlin, Illinois in the B5, Brandon Shepard. Row 2 on the inside out of Lincoln, Illinois, Miles Moose in the 84 as we try to get the blinds down here in the booth. On his outside out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the 18D, Big Perm, Dalton Wilson.
Row number 3 is going to be Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois, Garrett Alberson in the 58. And then it'll be Tim McCready, Tomas Hunziker, and Bob Seidner down to your Heat Race 2 winner, Bobby Pierce.
Well, thank you very much, guys. I tell you what, Bobby, congratulations. Wheels up here at Macon. You got a big smile on your face. If there's anybody that knows how to get around this track, it's you. Great job.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the track's get a little choppy, so we're going to have to work on the car a little bit. It's kind of sticking a little more than I'd like it to, and spiking the left rear a little hard and everything. So do a little work to it, see if we can get better. It's been a while since I've been here, really, so it's great to be back. I love this place. Little fifth mile smile, I definitely got it on, and we love to get up on the wheel with little bull rings. It's a lot of fun.
How about it? The smooth operator wins E2.
Thank you very much, Mike. And Bobby Pierce down there, man, when you think of those bull rings, you think of the Pierce family for sure. Bobby, a 3-time Herald and Review champion. And now you come to this one, you got Garrett Smith, the invader, on the pole, and to his outside, a driver no stranger to Macon, Brandon Shepard in the B5, Georgia and Illinois. And the winner of this one will start third in the feature. 10 laps the distance here in Buzzy Racing Heat Race number 3. And the top 6 off to the main event. Everybody else will be in a B main here tonight. Garrett Smith, albeit bigger than this, he gets around Screven Motor Speedway pretty good. A little bull ring down there in Georgia, but it's not this tight. We'll see what he can do if he can keep Brandon Shepard at bay.
Indeed, as they're going to fire off corner number 4, and we're underway in Buzzy Racing Products Heat Race number 3. Garrett Smith getting the early advantage on Brandon Shepard. Miles Moose trying to come along with him, and he does as Sheppy slips up a little bit, coming off 2.
Yeah, Miles Moose, good run up to 2nd. Shepard back in 3rd. Shirley in 4th. Dalton Wilson rides in 5th. McCready up to 6th. Now Alberson to his outside. Holy smokes, it is fighters in a gymnasium.
What a stacked heat race this is, man. Right now, Garrett Alberson on the outside looking in. That's the battle for the transfer spot on your screen as he does battle with Tim McCready. Who would have thunk it? Tim McCready and Garrett Alberson battling for a transfer spot in a heat here at Macon.
Well, you got Garrett Smith out in front, and he gets up a high out of the cushion on turn number 2. That allows Miles Moose to close in. Here comes Miles Moose in 84, one of those tough Illinois drivers we've been telling you about.
Yeah, Brandon Shepard's closing back in on them, as well as you got 2 drivers from the land of Lincoln trying to close in on the Georgia native, and they're all 3 closing in on Bob Seidner. Where are they going to go to try to get around the B15? They make contact. Holy cow.
Bob Seidner's wondering the same thing right now. Oh, Garrett Smith says Moose slide job Bob up over his nose. Holy smokes.
Oh, man.
Wow. Miles Moose up to 2nd, and Bob Seidner.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on to it as Garrett Alberson goes around Dalton Wilson. And, man, Seidner's got a lot of nose damage. Craziness here tonight at Mighty Macon.
Can I pick Macon up and move it to Eastern Ohio? Do you think that's okay? Do you think Kenny Brown would let me do that? I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, right now, Miles Moose is closing in on Garrett Smith. They're going to race back to the white flag, and we got Brian Shirley. He's slow up in turn number 2, and that will draw the caution with 2 laps remaining. Oh, my goodness. And Miles Moose, I don't think he wanted that caution because Miles was closing in on Garrett Smith for the lead. We're going to have a 2-lap dash. Now, since in prelims, now that we are past the halfway mark, it will be a single-file restart. And all heats and B-mains, single-file past halfway. In the main event, if we have a caution on the white flag lap and we got a green and white checkered shootout, it will be the choose cone double-file restarts, but this will be a single-file. And I tell you what, Mike Norris, you're watching from the infield. Do you think Miles Moose can get it done right here?
Yeah, I tell you what, guys, he is running a different line when they go down into 1 and 2. He's more of a diamond the corner off, and he's getting a lot of momentum. So if he continues to run that line when they go back single file, I'd look for a slide job in 3 and 4. This one's going to be fun. Miles Moose up on the wheel. It's good to see that young Georgian in 10, but Miles Moose, if he can diamond off 1 and 2, throw a haymaker in 3 and 4, we might have some fun here on Flow.
Hey.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the instant replay here and see exactly what happened to Miles Moose. Or excuse me, not Miles Moose. Brian Shirley right there got the wall, as there was a great look at one of our Poske's Performance Parts speed cams, and that's what put us under this latest caution flag. 8 laps in the books, 2 laps remaining, 8 down, 2 to go, and as Ben mentioned, a single file restart because we're past halfway, as those are the series rules for any preliminary races. Garrett Smith, your leader, Miles Moose second, Brandon Shepard third, Garrett Alberson fourth, Dalton Wilson fifth, Tim McCready on the bubble.
2-lap shootout here in Buzzy Racing Heat 3. Miles Moose looks inside and Garrett Smith. Smith bends it off 2 down the back straightaway. Sheppy in third. DJ, they come back to the white flag.
Look at Garrett Alberson. He's worked his way up to fourth. He was on the outside looking in at the start of this race. Final time around, Garrett Smith trying to hang on for 1 more lap. They head down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Garrett Smith will get the win in Buzzy Racing Products Heat Race number 3.
Miles Moose comes home in second. Brandon Shepard in third. Garrett Alberson fourth. Dalton Wilson fifth. Tim McCready, your sixth and final transfer. And then Hunziker, Seidner, and Shirley off to the B main. Taking the win in Buzzy Racing Products Heat Race number 3 out of Eatonton, Georgia, Garrett Smith, Atlanta Paving and Concrete, Senior Life Insurance, Terminal Maintenance Construction, VP Racing Fuels, Boswell Oil, the world-famous Cadillac Ranch, Schaefer Oil, Fox Shocks, Cannon Filters, National Auto Parts, and Go Lithium, all sponsors for the 2022 Dirt Track World Champion, as he will head down to the scales and then get a word with Mike Norris. And I tell you what, you got to think they're going to keep working this racetrack as we get ready for the feature later tonight. DJ, 50 laps here is going to be entertaining.
Yeah, they're doing the wall scrape right now down in turns 1 and 2, and I got a feeling they're probably going to do the same down in turns 3 and 4. I'm interested to hear what Garrett Smith has to say. I bet Garrett Smith is smiling as well, and I bet he had a good time out there as he heads into the tech area for the droop check. We'll go ahead and send it down to Mike Norris to grab a word with the winner of Buzzy Racing Products Heat 3, Garrett Smith.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. I remember that video of him qualifying at Farmer City, wheels up, and tell you what, for a young man out of Georgia here at Macon, that was fun, wasn't it? A lot of work, but you're having some fun.
Yeah, that was a blast. I swear I've raced on go-kart tracks bigger than this. This thing's it's pretty wild. I never would have thought you could fit our cars on a track like this, but it was a blast. I don't know how close it was, but on the green, white checkered right there, I think I saw someone underneath me on the bottom, and I about ran it into the wall because I got tight coming off of 2 right there. But I know our car's pretty good, and I'm hoping for a good night.
Real quick, 50 laps. What's the game plan?
I don't know. I'm going to have to go eat some bananas or something. My hands are already cramping up, but I don't know. I might need to get back in the gym.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a win at Screven, former dirt track world champion winner. How about it for the G-Spot, Garrett Smith?
He's going to go grab some potassium, bananas, get him some peanut butter. Get that man ready to go. But peanut butter and bananas, Elvis would be proud. He'll get ready for the main event.
It's one of my favorites.
They are scraping the walls. We're going to step aside. Thanks to marketing partners. When we come back, modified heat race action from here at Macon Speedway. Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota. We'll be right back here on FloRacing.
All right, time to go modified racing. All right, up front, J24, Jeremy Nichols, and Tim Luttrell at car number 99. 16, Rusty Griffon. 71, Jeff Graham. 23, Billy Justice Jr. 24, M. Matt Milner. At 27, Dakota Ewing. 8 laps for this heat. I see a question mark over the 23. Billy Justice Jr. having a little trouble. I don't know if he's not catching the gear or what's going on with the 23. See if he can get out there. The Rays remodeling and handyman service. Car number 23, Billy Justice Jr. Not able to get going, so we'll go 8 laps with what we have. Jeremy Nichols and Tim Luttrell up on the front row. All right, yellow lights off. Headed for the green, and here we go. Whoa! Jeremy and Tim, they're going to have a battle like this all night, aren't they? Here comes Jeremy Nichols back in the lead, Tim Luttrell, and the 16 of Rusty Griffaw, 71 Jeff Graham, 27 Dakota Ewing, 24 Matt Milner. Rusty Griffaw and Jeff Graham. Jeremy's all by himself, got his own time zone. 4 down and 4 to go. Jeremy Nichols, Tim Luttrell, Rusty Griffaw, Jeff Graham, and the yellow. All right. All right, yellow. Dakota Ewing's headed through the infield. Back to the pits. Car number 27. All right, J24, Jeremy Nichols. 99, Tim Luttrell. 16, Rusty Griffaw. 71, Jeff Graham. 24M, Matt Milner. Yellow light goes off. 5 down and 3 to go for this modified heat race. Starting spot, they go to the left, they're right of that orange zone. Single file restart. They did. They're good. Jeremy Nichols going to get the green flag waved at him with 2 laps to go. Jeremy Nichols, Tim Luttrell. Got a run for third going. Rusty Griffaw. Whoa, hang on, Tim. Tim Luttrell gave it away. 1 lap to go. J24. Jeremy Nichols, Tim Luttrell bounced pretty bad over in turn 2 to give it up. Here comes Jeremy Nichols to get the checkered flag. Race for second. Rusty Griffaw, Jeff Graham, Tim Luttrell, and Matt Milner. Don't quite know what happened to 99. He did a bad bounce up in turn 2. Gave up a couple of spots. Jeremy Nichols will come through the scales, make sure he's legal. Got some debris up at the top of turn 4. One of the track workers will go pick up. Friendly Bar, 22nd Street discount. And Leica Tree Service. Take 5 oil change. Sponsors on Jeremy Nichols, car number 24. Here's Rusty Griffaw from St. Louis. 71. Former track champion Jeff Graham from over in Stonington. In the William Beck Auction and Realty, Carl's Farms. Car number 71. And back to the pits they go. All right. Mike? It's all yours, Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about it for Larry? Larry Limbaugh, the veteran announcer here at Macon.
All right,
guys,
thanks.
I know we got some B-mains coming up.
We do. We got B-mains coming up. Pretty quick turnaround, so we're going to go ahead and take just a few moments here to step aside and thank all the great folks that make these broadcasts a possibility. If you're here on the grounds, you'll have just about a 7, maybe 8-minute break or so. If you're at home watching, time to grab maybe a beverage out of the refrigerator. Don't go anywhere. This is Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, and we are live at the mighty Macon Speedway. back here at Macon Speedway just in time for the drop of the green flag as it's 10 laps in distance in this B main. Top 6 drivers transfer. And Ben, who had Ryan Unzicker and Shannon Babb on the front row of the B?
Yeah, Brian Shirley, bad luck in the heat race trying to come from deep in the pack. 10 laps, 6 move on, and out front, Shannon Babb leads way over Ryan Unzicker. Greg Kimmons in 3rd, Tomas Hunziker in 4th, Brendan Smith in 5th. Smith in the 6th spot, and right now, Ryan Shirley on the outside looking in as he goes to work on Ryan Miller, I should say. He'll go around Ryan Miller for the final transfer spot. Out front, though, it's Shannon Babb, your leader.
Coltman Farms coming on board this year to sponsor the B mains. They've done so much for racing. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, Brett Coltman, for jumping in as we've got a 2-car breakaway at the front of the field here at the mighty 1/5 mile. Shannon Babb leads 2nd as Ryan Hunziker 4 laps in.
And those 2 cars are breakaway. I also want to mention tonight we don't have a 4th heat race, but shout out to iBox Springs. Appreciate all they do. I promise we'll have a 4th heat race come Wednesday at Eldora.
In a 5th,
Shannon Babb,
6th.
yes, sir. Shannon Babb stretching it out over Ryan Unziker. Unziker has got a straightaway over Greg Kimmons back in 3rd. Brendan Smith in 4th. Meanwhile, up to 5th, Brian Shirley. Tomas Hunziker back to 6th. And here comes Ryan Miller. Miller to the outside of Hunziker. That's the battle for the transfer spot. The 11 car trying to get there. The 38 holds on to it.
Indeed, as Ryan Miller goes down to the inside. He'll throw a slider on hot sauce down in turns 3 and 4. Tomas Hunziker, though, tries to battle back down to the inside. Again, 2 cars battling for 1 transfer spot here in this one. 2 to go.
That's a good one for the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Shannon Babb has caught the back of the pack as Bob Seidner's crew somehow got the nose fixed on that 15B as Lab's starting to tick down. In fact, the white flag should have flown that time by as they worked down the back straightaway. They got the checkered flag in hand. They'll get that part right as we come back to the line. Shannon Babb gets the win. Ryan Unziker in 2nd. Who's going to be 3rd, DJ?
3rd spot's going to go to Greg Kimmons ahead of Brendan Smith, Brian Shirley, and then Ryan Miller grabs that final transfer spot, as I believe, as you see the results there on the screen. That is incorrect, as I don't know that a transponder was on or may have fallen off the 24 of Ryan Unziker.
Yeah, your transfers will be Shannon Babb, your winner, Ryan Unziker in 2nd, Greg Kimmons 3rd, Brendan Smith 4th, Brian Shirley in 5th, and unofficially, how about Ryan Miller, crate power? I believe he came home in 6th. We'll get a official scoring there at the end. But Shannon Babb taking the win. Hey, he's going to start 19th tonight. If anybody can get it done from 19th here at Macon, it's Shannon Babb, and picks up the win. The Petrov Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Dynagrow Seats, CJI Piping, Keeper Ultra Oil, Getty Landscaping, and VP Racing Fuels, all sponsors in that Vic Hill powered Longhorn. So we've changed things around a little bit just to let everybody know. We're going to run the modified feature first. Reese O'Connor, the track staff, they think it's going to help make it better for tonight's 50-lap feature. The mod feature has been cut to 20 laps. So DJ, we are going to step aside. We're going to let the guys take it back in the studio. When we come back, 2 features to go here at Macon Speedway. Castrol FloRacing Night in America presented by Kubota.
Back in our Bloomington, Illinois studios, Michael Rigsby and Derek Kessinger, Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota. Derek, it is 7:48 p.m. Central Time, and we have only 2 races remaining for the mighty Macon Speedway. First up, a 20-lap modified B main, mod A main, excuse me. The modified main was supposed to be after the late models, but with as much rain and as much water in the racetrack, they think it's better to put the modifieds first. So the modifieds will go first, a 20-lapper, and then we will come back with a late model 50-lapper after that, Derek. Then we'll wrap up with the post-race show. 3 heat races in the B main so far. Jason Fager wins his heat. Bobby Pierce wins his heat. And Derek, probably the highlight to me was Garrett Smith, the young Georgia driver.
More bananas.
He said, I got to get to the trailer and eat some bananas and start lifting weights a little bit more. He said he is quite convinced he's raced on go-kart tracks smaller than Macon, but either way, he had a smile ear to ear. It's so cool to see people come to Macon Speedway for the first time, get a taste for how small but awesome it is. Fager, Bobby, Garrett win the heats. Bab wins the B main. I think after this mod race, the track's really going to be in good shape.
Yeah, and Garrett Smith had some pressure there from Miles Moose, a great local driver in the lane of Lincoln, and then Brandon Shepard. They had that lap car there. The yellow came out. Otherwise, maybe Moose would have threw a nasty slider to get the job done. He's looking for a big career payday, so he was going to go throw caution in the wind. But Jason Fager, all is right in the world when he's on point. Remember, in high school and early dirt on dirt days, he was dialed in. Kind of struggled there for a few years, but he's really coming back into his own here the last couple of years, and it's just better, isn't it, Rigsby? That he's
he elevates Central
really
Illinois regional racing. When Jason Fager's better, Mars, the MLRA shows that he runs, more Mars than MLRA, the Summer Nationals, obviously, it's the state's quotient of drivers becomes better when Jason's running better, and he's running better right now, which I absolutely love. So, Fager on the pole, Bobby, and again, Garrett Smith. It was just so fun to watch Garrett react to Mike Norris asking him about it. And he's like, man, I just didn't think our cars could fit out here. And then you get out here and they're 2 and 3 wide, and that's a reaction you get from guys at Macon a lot. Derek, one other note too, Larry Limbach, the longtime local announcer at Macon Speedway, who's doing the modifieds tonight. When I was 18, 19 years old, Larry Limbach, myself, and Justin Allgaier did a radio show together in Decatur, Illinois. I think it was Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night during the summer. Me, Allgaier, and Larry Limbach back in the day. Larry's been in the game a long time. We're not getting him enough mic time tonight. There's only 2 modified races the entire night.
Nothing's better than him smoking darts, yelling some great stuff throughout the night. But yeah, he's a veteran of the sport. Been there a long time, and he likes to yell, too, when he announces, which that's just how he is, and it's just great to hear his voice still to this day at Mighty Macon.
Well, and keep in mind, too, Larry announces from the infield. So if you're thinking, when Larry's talking, why is it a little loud? Why is there a little bit more car noise? That's because Larry is in the infield announcing, so that is why you hear a little more ambient noise in the background when that happens. Again, right now, if you're watching us also, remember, High Limit, the Kubota High Limit Series racing from Grandview Speedway, so you got 410 sprint cars going on simultaneously with us. I'm being told at the racetrack now, Derek, in classic dirt track fashion, little issue with the scoring loop that they're trying to fix right now.
Get Sam Driggers over there. He can hand score it. Ben can help with the mods. There's only 7 of them, so I think he can get it dialed in.
Yeah, so it's going to be a minute, about 10 minutes, they think, to fix the scoring loop, so we'll keep it here. One thing we wanted to do tonight was, these midweek audiences are so big, Suave, because people get home from a long day at work. Everybody, of course, back at work today after a great Memorial Day weekend off. Our audiences are big on these Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Got a lot of people watching. I wanted to do some interaction on social media with people. Our great producer, Kane Runyon, just show me some of the tweets that we've seen tonight. I like this one, Derek, by the way. So we threw this up here because I said to Dylan Scott earlier, I said, well, Dylan, there are no dirt tracks in New Hampshire. There is a dirt track in New Hampshire, not to be confused with Fairbury American Legion Speedway, Derek. This is a dirt track in New Hampshire, Legion Speedway. The owner here is tweeting at us, hey, there is a New Hampshire dirt track. It's called Legion Speedway. I think Kane said their profile picture is the racetrack covered in snow. I don't think they probably race that time of year. But good to know. Dylan, if you wanted to catch a dirt track race tonight or this weekend, you should be able to in New Hampshire. Other people checking in tonight. I like this one. Derek, this has a great feel to it, right? At TW00 miles per hour. Nothing says summer has arrived more than having 2 big-time racing series on a Tuesday night. That's the case today with High Limit Racing from Grandview and Castrol FloRacing Night in America from Macon Speedway. Don't you feel that? Like, Memorial Day's over. It's summer now. Now it's
summer.
summertime,
Kids
right?
are out of school, or at least it's probably the final week. And also, it's very funny that Legion Speedway's Twitter handle is Legion_Speedway, because at Legion Speedway is Mike Norris's Twitter handle that he created probably like 10 years ago. So they had to use the underscore. It was already taken by our very own Mike.
Yeah, so we need to get our Legion Speedway to Legion Speedway in New Hampshire, where he's drinking just like straight 9% IPAs up there in New Hampshire. I don't know
if he can handle that.
I know he
can
guy,
but yeah, this is just cool about FloRacing, that you can have 2 big-time series, and then that's just part of the streaming world that Flo has to offer. And then there's other platforms as well, as like Dirt Vision. They'll have nights where they have the big super late models,
absolutely,
big blocks, and just like us, it's good for the sport. It's growing rapidly, and hopefully we can continue putting money back into the drivers' pockets, and promoters can make some money as well.
Kane, I think we've got a few more. The last one I love. We're going to resize this one real time here. Well done, Kane. Racing Vagabond. I like this one, Suave. Race number 29, track 15 of the year. This guy made the 8-hour drive to Macon Speedway. 8 hours, Derek. And also, to boot, it's his first ever race in the state of Illinois. 8 hours on a Tuesday. First ever race in Illinois.
Like,
okay.
Dakotas, or is he from like
That's
Southeast?
a good question. So it'd have to be get down into the Georgia area, because we can be in Atlanta in 8.5 hours. So you got to get down into Georgia, Alabama, maybe the Dakotas, or maybe, Derek, like Pennsylvania. Maybe that way also. Let us know at Racing Vagabond. Let us know, where are you from? But how about this person, Derek? 8 hours. I said he earlier. Could be a lady traveler. 8 hours to get to Macon Speedway tonight to take in their first ever race in Illinois.
He's never going to move. He's going to stay. Lane of Lincoln's great racing. Hopefully the 5th mile puts on a clinic, as it's known to do here in the past. And that's awesome that guy. Streaming isn't killing racing if we have guys driving 8 hours to go see a race. They probably saw it on TV or highlights and wanted to go check it out. So, hell yeah, I like the dedication there, Racing Vagabond.
I like that. Racing Vagabond, 8 hours. And this one might be my favorite, the last one that I've seen
I might
tonight.
ask her on a date.
You should ask this one. Here's a woman at the Grandview High Limit race tonight. Bothered. Read her lips here. Read her lips.
Sig.
Go away. Kane, play it again. I want to play it over and over and over. A woman at the High Limit race at Grandview tonight sees the drone. Wait, Kane, get the opaque out of there. This woman sees the drone. She's got a dart in her mouth, right, Suave?
Yeah, that's just screams. This is PA, right?
This is a PA, Grandview, PA. Look at it. She's got the cigarette. She's got the cowboy hat. She's wearing her Anthony Macri shirt. Go away.
Big crowd looks like, but
oh God,
it's summertime, and maybe she didn't want to get busted, because a lot of tracks say no smoking in the grandstands.
Right.
Maybe she thought it was security. Yeah, she's like, go away. You're telling on me. I'm trying to sneak in a little ciggy sig.
Can I do it one more time? I wouldn't mind.
Get her. She needs to give me her number.
If you were not a married man,
yes.
I feel like, Suave, you and this woman. I've seen you in the stands. I've seen you in the stands at Fairbury.
I don't smoke darts though.
You and this woman are kindred spirits. The cigs, the hat.
Go away.
I feel bad
great.
for our drone pilots,
That's perfect.
Ian, and those guys. I absolutely loved that. We had to show that tonight. Please tweet us. At FloRacing. Hit us with it. We're going to step away and take a quick break, but hit us at FloRacing, at MFR Dirt on Dirt. Hit us on Twitter. We'll get your tweets out there. Tell us who's going to win this feature, your thoughts. We're in a scoring loop issue at Macon, another 5 or so minutes. We're going to step away, take a quick commercial break. We'll come right back with our final thoughts before the feature at Macon.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists at Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's got to be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Established in 1983,
FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Looking for a competitive edge at the track? Trust Sweet Manufacturing for top-of-the-line steering components. Since 1978, we are proud to be employee-owned and carrying on the tradition of quality racing parts. Our state-of-the-art CNC machines allow us to craft the best possible parts for your race car. Don't settle for second best. Let us turn your wheels and choose Sweet Manufacturing for all your racing needs. Find your competitive edge at sweetmanufacturing.com.
19 races down, 181 to go.
It ain't that many.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot.
Optimist, pessimist.
Technology sometimes put us behind the 8 ball, but you got 3 meetings of the mind there. I think Norris will probably head over that way.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that that's
I don't know.
I don't know that that's gonna.
But he was giving me live updates there. He took a picture of them working on, so they're gonna get that squared away. And we're gonna go racing here in a few moments.
Our racing vagabond, by the way, is from Andover, Minnesota. Drove 8 hours from Andover, Minnesota to check Castrol FloRacing Night in America, presented by Kubota, out tonight at Macon. Kane, I think we've got a few more tweets that you wanted to throw up there. 1 second, he says. Like I said, if you're watching right now, the reason we are not live from Macon is we're almost back. There's a scoring loop issue at the racing track. We are working on fixing it right now and being told just a couple minutes, and it should be done. Not even 8 o'clock or just hit 8 o'clock Central. We're still going to have a night where we're done by 9 o'clock. Modified A-Main, then late model A-Main. We'll have both of those up in a second. Right now, please send us your tweets at MFR Dirt on Dirt, at FloRacing. We will do the best we can to get them on the air. Our producer, Kane Runyon, is typing and flying around. We have one coming up from Charlie Mefford, Derek, which a question about Charlie Mefford is this his house or surely this is his parents' house? Once you see the tweet, I think you'll understand. I feel like there's no way he has this home decor, basically. So, Kane, how are we looking? I just see Kane shake. I see Kane shaking his head over here.
Hey, we're putting him on the spot there.
And by the way, Brian Burkhofer texted me. He wanted to know what that woman's shirt said. He thought it was a McCready shirt. It was an Anthony Macri shirt, Derek. The concrete kid, Anthony Macri, who I declared is my favorite sprint car driver last year. I'm a big Macri guy.
Yeah, and then you can tell how she looked and how rabid she was and how crazy you are. I could see you guys being Macri fans, so that's a good call. I think Kane's got him scored away here, Rigsby.
Oh, Kane's got him scored away. Okay, Kane, let's take a look at this first one here. Here's the Charlie Mefford tweet right here. Basically, my question to you is, he's watching the studio show. There's no way that Charlie doesn't have that kind of home decor, right? That's some nice stuff from a Target
might be his,
or a Home Goods.
Maybe he's got a lady that helps him.
Okay.
You know, maybe it's a serious relationship.
He's awfully
or he still
young.
lives at home. We don't know.
How old is he so young?
I don't know. He's not even out of high school yet.
Yeah, so obviously he's living
You
at
can't
home.
park here, he said.
But I think a lot of people thinking, like, could this be Charlie's house? That's got to be mom and dad. Which
I'm going to go, it's a lady.
Oh, you think he's got a home decor lady helping him out right now?
Yes,
okay.
He's a big dog. He has swag.
Okay, that could be possible, I see. Okay, let's take a look at the next one here.
10 hours and 55 minutes away.
Tracy Fowler finishing up his Midwestern tour at Macon Speedway. Look for him on FloRacing. Guess what, Tracy? You made it on FloRacing. Where's he from?
South Carolina. The exact town is, I don't want to get this right, so I have it on the maps. It's 10 hours and 55 minutes away. Simpsonville, South Carolina.
Wow.
So the
he must have been at the show me, maybe.
He also tweeted right after he tweeted that, he says, "Where's the other 5 classes?" Because he's used to South Carolina, so that's very funny. Tracy having a good time as it looks to be the front stretch there, I think, right there, left of the start-finish line. So he's having a great time. We also had some other guy tweet at us. I don't know if this is true. George Seifert said, He drove 20-plus hours from Phoenix, Arizona to watch and hear Dustin Jarrett and MSR Mafia. So I don't know if that's a burner or he actually drove 20 hours.
That can't be true, right?
I mean, if he did, then kudos to you, man.
So when you look at this feature here, Bobby starting outside row 1.
You ever heard of him?
Don't you think? Let's break this feature down a little bit as they continue to again fix the scoring loop at Macon right now. They're getting closer and closer. Derek and I got some studio stuff for you. Until then, Fager's got to get the lead early, right? Am I right about that? Jason's got to jump out to the lead, or I worry Bobby leads all 50. There, I said it. I worry Bobby leads all 50.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce is known to be pretty sporty around this 5th mile, but Jason Fager has had more laps in the last few years here because Bobby's been traveling. Missed, I think, all of last season there, but I don't know. I think Fager's car has been pretty tough here. I think he might get a whole shot, lead a few laps, and then that's when we, take off the boxing gloves. We're going to have lap traffic, chaos. 50 laps is a long time here. But, yeah, the key is the Fager try to get the lead early. Garrett Smith and Spencer Hughes, good starts to the night. I don't know if they have many laps around this place to, compete in the feature. Jake Little's right there, and then B-Shep starting 9th. So I think it's going to be Pierce or Fager if you had to say, house money, one of those two.
I think so, too. I mean, I think that it'd be kind of cool if those guys kind of made contact but not hurt each other on the first lap, and Garrett Smith could jump out to a lead, then those two got to chase him. One thing to remember about Macon, you were in lap traffic, Derek, in 5 laps?
They said a half lap.
I don't know about a half lap, but it's quick.
It's not that, but
4-5. 4-5, you're within lap traffic. By the way, breaking news from Charlie Mefford. He said, and I quote, "my old lady's house." So I guess that means the girlfriend, right?
Or is he saying his old lady, mom?
No,
it's not old lady.
I know you say my old man, that's dad, right? Old lady is not dad.
No, old lady's
right?
Is lady.
Is lady, right?
Lady
so,
friend.
By the way, so I don't know whether that's because he's young, if that's her house or her parents' house. Some nice home decor down there, right? I think Charlie's stuff looks nice.
He's just a swag bear.
Derek, there's more and more. What I like now is people are doing the tweets with inside the tweets, like a picture of it inside the picture of it inside. It's like what is the dream movie? See, Inception. Thank you, Kane. I couldn't remember what movie that was. So about 8 o'clock, 8:05 Central Time here. Scoring loop issue close to being fixed at Macon Speedway. When it is, we will come back with the modified A main of 20 laps. And then the super late model A main of 50 laps right after.
Who are you picking?
As awesome as Macon is, I think Bobby jumps out to the lead and he leads all 50. I do.
I support your Bloomington boys.
I love Jason. I love Abby. I love
Abby's
the whole crew.
PO'd right now. High Side Hustler gets it done tonight.
Yeah.
Little party.
Yeah. I
back to Bloomington.
That would be cool. Would you meet Jason in town for a beer tonight if that's the case?
We book it. We will. We'll head to wherever he wants. Cadillac Jacks, I think he likes.
Caddy J's. We're going to step away and take another quick commercial break. We will keep you posted on the scoring loop. We may even do a little live look into Grandview Speedway on the other side of the break. Derek Kessinger, Michael Rigsby will be back live from Macon after this.
Fans, we appreciate your patience right now. Checking right now on the scoring loop. They replaced the ballast at the top of the track, and that did not fix it. They think it might be the resistor at the bottom. With all the rain that has fallen in this area, sometimes the conduit that these scoring loops go in will fill up with water, and as the night goes on, vibrate, that water will move down and get to the resistors. So that's what they're down there wanting to